How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here as we react to episode 16 for season 4 of My Hero Academia. This is titled With Those Kids' Hearts. So, as last week I've alluded to, if you want to check out the reaction to this episode, then I will host it in the Drive link in the pinned comments below or in the description. It looks like that's going to be the permanent placeholder for these reactions because the file size is only small anyway, so yes, but I will leave an update if I find something more appropriate. So yeah, but yeah, we started off season 4's second half in interesting fashion. It kind of gives you the tone that this is going to be a lot more lighter than the first arc of season 4. And those who participated in bringing down overhauls such as Izuku, Kirishima, as well as Mirio, I think this is probably needed. But the fun doesn't stop there. We got reintroduced to Gigantomachia because he's appeared before. I thought I saw his face somewhere, but I couldn't connect the dots. So yeah, he's appeared briefly. Actually, this season as well. Like he appeared in episode 5 in the Kirishima episode. So yeah, he's a very, very interesting adversary who is a very close friend of All For One, so fun stuff. And we're going to be focusing a bit on Bakugo and Todoroki getting their provisional hero licenses, which is awesome because it's something that I've wanted to see coming into season 4. And yeah, we are going to be focusing on them too quite a bit this season. So that is pretty awesome stuff, as well as seeing Yurashi and the real Kami this time. No Toga to take her place. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this episode does proceed. This is episode number 16 for season 4 of My Hero Academia. Let's go. It's just gonna be crazy to see what does happen because, as the teacher has pointed out, they have no control. They believe themselves to be the superior force, so it should be very, very interesting to see how this goes down. This was a very, very great episode. This is what I wanted to see. This focus with Bakugo, Todoroki, and Yurashi and Kami as well, since Yurashi was a big part of, I guess, Todoroki and Bakugo's story last season, with him also failing as well as Bakugo and Todoroki. But it was a very, very fun episode. I loved how there was that sincerity with All Might discussing about his path to the symbol of peace, and you have Endeavor who's pondering how do I get to that point, and you have All Might commenting about how his path pushed people away, but at the same time it also created this barricade which is starting to crumble against crime, and that Endeavor can't be a replica of All Might, especially when he gets compared, especially when people look at All Might with such, like, even with him being retired, people still look at All Might with such prestige. Whereas, and then they see Endeavor and they're like, oh, it's Endeavor as well. So, and that's it. You don't want to be you don't want to like carry his title, because people will still probably look at All Might, especially with like how All Might's personality shines greater than Endeavor's. So I think All Might giving him that lesson about be the hero you want to be is perfect advice, because he has to be his own hero right now. It's kind of like sport heroes. Like, they can't be a replica of one established legend. Like, for example, Formula One, we'll take that. Michael Schumacher, you have him being noted as one of the great drivers, and you have Lewis Hamilton right now, who's like, I know this is boring speak, but I'm getting to a point here. You have him, who is chasing his 7th world title, but he is his own unique driver. He has his own unique personality, his own uniqueness. So he's not really another Michael Schumacher. He is his own. He is his own person at the end of the day. So Yeah. So yeah, I know I made that comparison. People are gonna just skip along, but no, that's what I'm getting at. He needs to be his own hero, and I think what All Might said, as well as the fact that I don't know what is the simple symbol of peace. Just that he always believed that the country needed a symbol, and he chose to chase that goal. Um, so yeah, he has to be. So I really liked that message that All Might said to him, like, you need to find your own path. So yeah, because people are not going to see you as the same symbol as peace that I was, and that's evident with the flashbacks, and like even in this episode when people were like, "Oh, it's All Might, oh, Endeavor as well." So yeah, I loved the challenge as well that took place with Bakugo, Todoroki, and Co. just having to resonate with the kids, which really makes sense, especially with what Gang Orca deduced about those who fail. Like, they show impressive quirks, and I think everyone could see that. It's just that they approached this mentally the wrong way. They had a very, very concerning attitude, and they have to work on that. So I think the best idea is not just to try and resonate with kids and have your personality, your attitude blossom, but also these kids have been troubled. Like the teacher did mention about how counseling and everything they've tried, they've closed themselves off. And maybe and with the kids, with the students, should I say, resonating with the kids, it's a win-win situation, because not only will this help those who are trying to get their hero licenses, but also it might add that light for the children. They seemed very, very troubled, and they are very, very unpredictable in terms of their behavior. They are wild, and yeah, it was really interesting to see how the kids approached everyone. They didn't really take too kindly to Kami, thinking she was being a bit, yeah, seductive, and Bakugo, it was easy. Like, it's easy, like, to anger a hothead. It's so fun as a kid to see someone explode like him. Todoroki's boring, and they just want to bully Urashi as well. So, and I really liked that as well. Like with Urashi as well, like with the fact that he's basically now in the same position that Endeavor was when he got to meet Endeavor when he was younger, saying, I'm not going to be like him whatsoever. So he was, and so he adopted this friendly personality and tried his best, and I just love how the kids basically, like, owned him as well. Like when he was trying to give advice to them, and they had their own logic, and it bested Urashi. So it was great stuff. Shishikura as well. I just love him and President Mike. President Mike was so bored, he decided to do his own running commentary. So I just really love that. And the thing is, Mera just was accepting of it. Mera was like, okay, just don't go too overboard. This is President Mike. He is going overboard, and he even interviewed the bloody teacher. It was which did pave the way for the for Bakugo and Co to try and think this through, to give them a bit more perspective. So, in a sense, President Mike's shenanigans did kind of help out the students in that situation. But calamity seems almost certain with now the kids determined to show their superiority. They believe that their power excels over the heroes. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see that. Whereas Bakugo and Co want to demonstrate their, like, it's a nice little attention grab, isn't it? Like, it's a nice way to fixate on the children, and not just that though, but appeal to them as well. So yeah, it's gonna go down horribly. But yeah, I loved how President Mike was so determined to do his own commentary, and then Shishikura wanted to assist. Like, wasn't fond of President Mike's thoughts about this, but he wanted to help anyway. So I thought that was really, really amazing stuff. So yeah, I thought this was a great episode. Trouble for everyone, for Bakugo, for Todoroki, and all of that. Like, you had Bakugo getting talked down by that like posh kid that like who was like stood against the wall. Like he was talked down, like, oh, so you think that shouting your problems yeah, that's going to get you your own way. We don't do that shit here. And he's just left stunned. And yeah, it's absolutely it was absolutely amazing stuff. I also gotta like the fact that like All Might said we don't want to cause any attention, and then Endeavor's like Shoto. So much for that. But I mean that I guess that's a small example of their difference, how their mindset works. But like I said, there's that comparison that people make, like about how different All Might is to Endeavor, and that Endeavor needs to find his own path because he could try to become the symbol of peace, but people will look at All Might with a lot more prestige than Endeavor. So he needs to find his own symbol. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes with Endeavor. It doesn't make him the problem there is, though, it doesn't make Endeavor like all redeemed, because he's having some kind of crisis, like I guess identity crisis, because he wants to be the symbol of peace, but there is that weight on his shoulders, like people are going to look at All Might more. And yes, there's guilt there, but it doesn't, like, of course, make him a redeemable character. But it is a very, very fascinating concept. So yeah, but yeah, I loved the fact that we got a lot more Bakugo, Todoroki especially, as well as Urashi trying to be more friendly with Todoroki, which is really, really good. As Todoroki said, you can't force this friendship upon me, but it's great that there's a lot less hostility than there was back in season 3. So yeah, and we're getting to see a lot more of Kami as well, like about her character and how flamboyant she is. So I am really loving this depiction of Kami, as well as an explanation to what happened to her. Like, anesthetics was found in her body, and she was taking a very, very long nap, which is like, I'm jealous, because sometimes I could do with a long nap. What was it, like 4 days? So, oy. But yeah, it was a very, very fun episode, and just seeing Bakugo and Todoroki in a bit of a kerfuffle with the kids was just absolutely kind of like, I just love Gang Orca as well. Just talking to the kids as well before the talking to the, should I say, heroes before the kids came out. Like, being super, like dismissive on Bakugo, Todoroki, and even Urashi's mindset. Like, he just yeeted them. I just loved that. So yeah, so that was a very, very good episode of My Hero Academia. Very fun stuff. So I'm really excited to see where things go for the next episode. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. I don't want to get in the way of the circle. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!